Today, we take a look at another impressive construction project. After the frame is finished, he begins laying the floorboards, painting them with the same coat of black paint before fitting them to the frame. Once the initial floor is complete, he spreads a layer of gray insulation covering the entire surface. He then places the beams on top of this insulation, nailing them to the main frame. Sawdust is then poured between the beams, filling in the gaps for additional insulation. Another layer of gray material was laid down, completely covering the beams and sawdust. He then laid down a final layer of wood planks to form the finished floor. The man diligently continued his work, focusing on the intricate details of the structure. He started by finishing the roof of a smaller section, nailing the final boards before installing a new support underneath. He climbed the ladder, carrying a roll of black roofing felt, carefully unrolling and securing it to protect the porch from the elements. His craftsmanship shone through as he installed elegantly curved wooden slats underneath the porch, adding an artistic touch to the design. He then turned his attention to an enclosed area, installing wire mesh and creating a natural habitat inside with branches and small platforms. The exterior of the porch was lined with half-roughened logs, adding to the organic feel. He brought in a custom-made door from his workshop and carefully hung it in place. A cozy wooden canopy was also placed inside, adding a functional element. Back inside, he reinforced the walls with cross braces and framed a window, covering it with mesh. After building and installing a small platform, he added more decorative details to the exterior. The porch was further elaborated with metal flashing panels on the roof and a unique railing crafted from naturally curved tree branches. He then built a sturdy staircase and added a softly curved railing. Moving upstairs, he erected the posts for the second floor and began framing the walls. He skillfully assembled the upper structure, adding beams and cross braces for stability before installing the flooring. The final stage began as he built the intricate, multifaceted roof frame, meticulously placing each beam to complete his beautifully crafted log home. The craftsman began by meticulously framing the panoramic windows on the upper floor, fixing each panel with an electric drill to create a seamless view of the canyon below. He then paneled the interior wall around the window, preparing it for the final touches. Taking a custom-made door from the workshop, he deftly brought it up to the second floor and set it aside. Once the interior wall was ready, he spray-painted the window frame and surrounding wood a rich, reddish brown. He then turned his attention to a wall art piece, a mosaic of wooden cubes. After cutting small blocks from a single panel, he paneled the interior wall and painted it a dark gray, creating a contrasting image. The project took on an artistic quality as he began an intricate mosaic on the painted wall. He arranged a mix of squares and round wooden discs, carefully screwing each piece into place to create a beautiful, textured pattern. He added small shelves and whimsical carvings, transforming the wall into a unique work of art before installing 2 decorative panels to complete the look. After completing the wall, he painted the ceiling panels to match the window frames. He then applied the same decoration to the ceiling, attaching irregularly shaped wooden blocks to create a rustic, textured surface. The cabin interior was further refined with a built-in pedestal, supported by ornate columns and surrounded by rustic wooden beams. The final details were completed when he insulated an exterior door with natural fiber and installed a custom gate at the main entrance, secured with a classic black latch, completing his masterpiece. the craftsman finished his project with the final artistic touches. On the upper balcony, he built a custom-made bench that fit the space perfectly before applying a protective coat of paint. He then hoisted long wooden poles up to the roof, deftly assembling the final beams and supports for the upper structure. With the frame complete, he began the arduous task of roofing, carrying large sheets of corrugated iron up a ladder and meticulously bolting them into place. He worked steadily, sheet by sheet, until the roof was completely weather-tight, finishing it with a metal cap. Inside the newly roofed space, he built a large, inviting swing. He drilled holes for the load-bearing chains and hung it securely from the upper beams. Turning it into a cozy daybed, he added a mattress, a pillow, and a blanket. The space was then decorated with a large patterned rug on the back wall, a custom table, and a series of hand-painted plates. Downstairs, he continued the interior work, installing shelves and paneling the walls with a mix of plain and rough-sawn wood. He skillfully filled in the window spaces, first painting the paneling bright red, then inlaying the beautiful wood blocks and plates. He carved a final, unique piece of birchwood, placing it as an accent on one of the decorative panels, completing his uniquely handcrafted retreat. And that wraps up this build. Simple in design, solid in execution. See you in the next one.